So I'm now joined by Mark Evans, CEO of O2 UK. Mark, great to see you.
Hi.
Now, Telefonica has just announced their launch of Aura, its digital assistant, in 6 markets, and UK is one of those. So tell us what Aura is, remind us what it is and what it can do, and what UK customers can expect.
Yeah, well, the first thing to say is O2's always stood for great customer experience, and we try to give all of our customers as many different ways to engage with us as possible. So, we have a call center, we have My O2, which is an award-winning app, we have gurus in the store, we have web chat. So Aura is another opportunity for customers to use a voice interface into technology to really understand us, what we do for them, and what data they hold. The second part of Aura isn't apart from just the voice interface. It has cognitive intelligence capability. So it's learning, it's a brain. It's getting to understand the customers, their preferences, and the ideal outcome, of course, is then it can almost predict what they'd like and be one step ahead of them. In that way, we're really doing the best by our customers.
So what exactly can UK customers do with Aura?
So tomorrow, it went live today. And we've gone live with some fairly basic capabilities. So a customer will be able to talk to their phone and understand what tariff package they're on, what's their data usage, when's their next bill, how do they top up, what the add-ons are. So some fairly fundamental capabilities on day one. But of course, that isn't really what we're excited about. What we're excited about is developing that cognitive intelligence and perhaps pairing priority with Aura. So you imagine what's possible. If we know that your favorite band is coming to town, then Aura can let you know it's coming to town, and through priority we can secure you tickets before general release. That's really the opportunity that we see in there. It becomes your digital assistant, and that's really what we're looking forward to.
So O2 has a customer base of around 25 million. How many of those do you expect to be using Aura moving forwards?
You know what, we haven't actually sat down and prescribed any specific targets. Some of our most popular apps have north of 7 million users. So I think the figure will need to be at least that high. But we haven't, it's very early days. I mean, at this stage, 2018 is all about a trial, a deployment, getting customer feedback. Remember, we're a business that focuses on customer experience and excellence. So we're seeding this, and what we're looking for is customers to tell us what works, what needs to be improved, and whilst we do that, we'll be developing extra capability.
So this is the second big launch for O2 in the last few weeks. You've also launched a 5G testbed in London. Obviously, what we want to see is a 5G commercial launch. So tell us why we should get excited about another trial.
Yeah, you're right. So earlier this week, or the end of last week, we announced that we'll be launching. So you're right, it's not launched yet. I'd anticipate it being launched into the third quarter of 2018. And this trial is somewhat different than all of the other trials that are taking place. All of the operators are trialing 5G, and what they're really doing is testing the technology. But this is different because this is a trial that we're putting to market. This is a trial where real customers will be able to use the technology and give us feedback. So in the third quarter of 2018, it will be placed into the O2 Arena. Well, it has to be, it's an iconic venue. 70 million people have gone to that venue. So we're going to put 5G live at our home and then understand how customers would use it, what they like about it, and perhaps where it can be improved. The technology, I believe, is really well understood, but what none of us are super clear about is the user test cases of ultimately the commercial benefit that will arrive. We have concepts, but what we need to do is hone those concepts down to real life products and services, and that's what we're seeking to achieve during 2018.
But how confident are you that those trials will enable you to develop and define a final use case?
What's inevitable is we will be launching a 5G service. So there is no shadow of a doubt about that. We also understand the technology. So that, for me, is not in question. What we're really looking to deploy here is user feedback, and that will hone the cases. There is no doubt 5G is coming. It's just how do we optimize it best for customers? And the best way to do that is to give exposure and access to customers, and we can take on board their feedback. So I'm really optimistic.
So with 5G and a potential IPO still on the horizon, the spectrum auction next month is really of critical importance for O2. It's fair to say that the last auction, O2 was not one of the really big winners. How important is this for O2 moving forward, and would you say this is the biggest challenge that you faced as CEO?
It's a key decision for O2, absolutely, as it would be a key decision for any carrier. But by the way, what I would say is we've got a very high customer satisfaction index for our network. I mean, it is incredibly high. In fact, just about a month ago, we were voted by the public as the best network coverage in the UK. So despite what assets and holding we have, we work tirelessly to ensure that their satisfaction is maintained. But I would be the first to acknowledge we will want to exit that spectrum auction strengthening our hand. There is no doubt. I've spent a long time with the group. The group will agree with me. And we've worked through our perspective of what we think we need on behalf of our customers. And I'm keen to get this auction started. You know, that's been the frustration, that two operators have been legally challenging. At least that process now has come to a close, and this available spectrum can be deployed into the UK, both for great customer experience and economic growth as well. So looking forward to it.
Great. Mark, thanks very much.
My pleasure.